Hi, I'm Mark. This is my April review for Aries Sun sign and Aries rising. We have a good month this month, Aries. Lots of positive aspects, lots of good energy, and there's no retrograde planets to hold you back, so you can really push forward. We start the month with the Sun making two positive aspects. The first to Saturn in your 11th house, and the other to the North Node in your 3rd house. So now we can have all that energy that you've got. It can be channeled in two directions now. You can learn things. You can learn things that will perhaps change your life now. This is a positive aspect. It means it's lucky in a sense that you may be in the right place at the right time. You may learn something or hear something through communication that will help you. The other positive aspect to Saturn in the 11th house is to do with friends and colleagues. They can now help you as well. You can get together and form a plan or use a disciplined approach to things that will get things done. Also, it's a good time for working with authority figures. A father figure or an authority figure can help you. They can help you shape your goals and dreams for the future so they're realistic and doable. On the 2nd, Mercury makes a positive aspect to Pluto. Pluto's in your 10th house of career, it's public standing, and it's your chosen path on the way forward in destiny. So, Mercury wants to find out the truth here. Maybe things that have been hidden by Pluto, Mercury wants to unearth them and get to the bottom of things so that you know exactly where you stand in these areas. Then on the 3rd, we spoke about the Sun making a positive aspect to Saturn and the North Node. Well, these two make a positive aspect together. So now we can see restrictions and limitations that have been put on you in the past now start to be lifted. And you see a clearer way forward. The North Node is our spiritual way forward. Saturn can help you organise yourself and structure yourself so that you can move forward in a structured manner. And you can take on new challenges. It's a good aspect for taking on new and different challenges. This will last for 2 weeks, so it's a good time to get in tune with these energies. On the 5th, Venus, who's also in your sign, makes a positive aspect to Mars in the 3rd house. So there could be some good creative ideas come through now that could benefit you financially. Also, this is good for relationships, and especially good for the formation of new friendships that could benefit you in the future. The other thing we have here is that you can learn to assert yourself, but in a kind and gentle manner that won't go upsetting people. The other thing that happens on the 6th is also in your sign. This is a conjunction between the Sun and Ceres. Ceres is a planetoid. She's concerned with the nurturing side of things. So you'll be more protective and feel more nurturing towards your friends and families and partners. Also, this is quite a creative boost as well. It's a good time to start any new creative projects. And be more independent. Stand on your feet more, be more self-reliant, and you'll gain in self-esteem. On the 8th, there's a difficult few days because Mars makes a square aspect to Neptune. Now Neptune's in your 12th house of the unconscious, so you'll have thoughts coming through from the unconscious that will question you, that will put doubts in your mind, so you have to overcome these. This is a difficult aspect. You'll have quite low energy, and mentally you won't be as sharp and as good as you are normally. So it's not a good time to make any difficult or long-term decisions. On the 9th, Mercury makes an aspect to Chiron, so this will help with the process. This is a good time to write down some of these thoughts and feelings and get them out, because some of these may be repeating thoughts and feelings that come back that you thought you dealt with, but they keep coming back. So it's a good healing process now is to write these things down on a piece of paper, and then when you've got them out into the open, destroy that piece of paper, and hopefully they won't come back again. On the 10th, things will start to change as we get over that lull with the Mars-Neptune aspect. Mercury makes two aspects, this time to the Saturn and North Node aspect that we talked about earlier, and so there's more positivity in your mind. You'll be able to see now what needs to be changed, what needs to be done. You'll be able to get a clear idea of what direction you should be going in. And some of that Neptune fog will start to disappear. Then on the same day, Venus makes a positive aspect to Jupiter, and this is always very favourable. Now you may feel in a serious mood this day, but it's a good time to have a little bit of fun if you can. This is great for relationships, it's great for forming new friendships that could be beneficial in the future, and also it's favourable for finances. Then on the 11th, we have a period for 6 days of high energy. The Sun in your sign makes a positive aspect to Mars, and these two work very, very well together. So now you'll be full of drive, full of Mars energy, so that you can get on and do things. Just be careful though that you need to be able to concentrate this energy, because Mars is in Gemini, so it tends to scatter its energies too widely. So you need to concentrate and perhaps do one task at a time. But this is a time now you can really achieve. On the 11th, Venus in your sign makes a square aspect to Pluto, and this will intensify your emotions. But with this intensity also comes a little insecurity. Pluto's in your 10th house, so maybe insecurities regarding the 10th house of career or your public standing or your chosen path. So just be aware of those and any control issues that do surface on today. Then on the 12th is a fantastic day because we have the new moon in Aries, your sign, in your first house. So this is a great time. This is the moon of initiation. Aries is about getting on, getting things done, and this is what you need to do. You need to empower yourself now and take things forward. The full moon in the first house is about reinventing yourself in some way. This could be actually changing your personality, changing your look, changing the way you communicate and present yourself to people. The first house is about how other people see you. So this is where you can make changes that will benefit you in the future. 2 days after the new moon, the Sun makes a positive aspect to Jupiter. Now, this aspect is just about good for anything. This is a great aspect. This is a time, because Jupiter's now in your 11th house, this is a time to put all the pieces of the jigsaw together to make a whole and formulate your goals for the future. Make sure they're attainable and not too high in the sky. Also, the next day, Venus moves into your second house. Now, Venus will be in Taurus. She rules Taurus, so this is great. Your second house is the house of finances, so there will be benefits coming up over the next few weeks in the financial area for you. On the 15th, Mars makes a positive aspect to Jupiter, so you can carry on that work you started with the Sun-Jupiter aspect. Mars will add impetus to that. You'll have high energy. Mars is your ruler. Tap into his energy, and now you can start to achieve. Focus your mind, because Mars is in that third house. You need to focus your mind and get things moving. On the 16th, there may be a little bit of a test or a challenge that you need to overcome, because the Sun squares Pluto. Pluto's in that 10th house, so there may be something that you need to overcome. Maybe a power struggle with someone, or maybe a test of what you're doing to see whether it's working out okay, and you may need to make some adjustments. Also, with this position, it's a good time to purge. It's a good time to get rid of things that are no longer needed, and also to get rid of old behaviour patterns that serve you no good. On the weekend of the 17th, Mercury is very active, and you'll be very energised to start with. You'll be wanting to tackle things, do things, and also to understand things and the reason behind things, and keep an open mind. But then, as the weekend wears on, Mercury comes in contact with the Sun, and they both end up at 29 degrees on the Sunday. So this weakens the planet at this point. This is what we call anaretic. At 29 degrees, a planet loses all its strength. It's ready to go into the next sign now. And the next sign will be Taurus, which can also be good news for you, because Taurus is your second house, and this is the house of finances. So there could be a boost over the next month with your financial situation. You'll be able to work with that. On the 22nd, Venus makes a conjunction with Uranus. This is in your second house, so there could be sudden changes in finances. Also, events could happen around you that change things very, very quickly. It's also good for love. You can meet someone new on a day like this, but if there's a relationship that forms today, it'll be very exciting, but probably not lasting very long. On the 24th, Mercury makes the same aspect. So now your mind will be alive. It'll be full of electricity. It's hard to sleep on days like this. Your intuition will be good, so it's a good time to bring through new ideas. Also on the 24th, Venus makes a difficult aspect with Saturn. Venus in your second house, Saturn in the 11th house of friends and colleagues, so it's not a good time to be discussing things with friends and colleagues. Any issues are best left, especially if money is concerned in these discussions or issues. Also on the 24th, there's a big aspect between Chiron, the healing planet, and the Moon's nodes. Moon's nodes are our past and our future. Chiron is about our wound. So now we can work with the wound. I think this can work on a collective level and also on a personal level. Collectively, I think the pandemic has put a lot of limitation and restrictions on us, almost to the point of oppression. So this time we can work with them, but we need to take the Aries initiative. Chiron's in Aries. We need to take the Aries initiative and not the Aries anger, because it can go either way. If we take the initiative, we can look at the problem, we can see where we can evolve and make changes in the future, maybe changes to our lifestyle, changes in the way we do things. But this aspect will allow us to work with the past and the future and heal and become stronger and more understanding of things in the future. On the 25th, Mercury makes two aspects, the first to Venus, which is a conjunction, and that's in the second house. So we've got Mercury, the ruler of finance, Venus, the ruler of the arts and beauty, coming together in the financial houses. So this is good for business. This is good for any business associated with those things. The other aspect on that day is a square to Saturn. Now Saturn is also good for structure and organisation in business, but it will put a gloomy cloud on things. It will force you to see responsibilities and to perhaps overdwell on things. So try and shrug that off and make the most of the conjunction. Then on the 27th there's a full moon. This full moon is in Scorpio. Scorpio is in your 8th house. So now we have a full moon that's about truth and transformation, and also about shared resources and intimacy. It's a good time to balance the giving and receiving in your life. It's also time to get a greater level of intimacy within your relationships. On the 29th, Mercury conjuncts the Black Moon Lilith, so there could be a shadow over finances, either your own or shared resources that needs to be brought out in the open and talked about. Then on the 30th, the Sun makes the final and third conjunction with Uranus this month. So again, this is in the financial house. There could be sudden changes in finances, but also this will focus on self-worth, because the Sun is our soul, our inner self. So here, if your actions surprise others, then it means you're well in tune with yourself and you have good self-esteem. But if outside events surprise you, then you're not so in touch, and you need to work on self-esteem and self-worth. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe. If you'd like to leave me a comment, I'd be glad to hear from you. And happy birthday to all you Aries.